Okay, it's now 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And if everyone could stand for invocation by Magistrate Humphrey and continue to stand for the pledge by Magistrate Riley.
Let us pray. Our most gracious and heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us. We ask that you be with us this evening as we make decisions for the county that will affect all in the county. We ask that you be with our country during these times, with our leaders, help them make decisions that are affecting across the world. We ask that you bless everybody here tonight. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
1 minute, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Jen, if I could have you call roll.
Magistrate Humphrey.
Present.
Magistrate Coldar.
Present.
Magistrate Riley.
Present.
Judge Shepfield.
Present. Move on down to item 5, approval of the regular meeting minutes for March 17, 2026, and the special meeting minutes of March 26, 2026.
Having both read the regular meeting minutes of March 17th, 2026, and special meeting minutes of March 26, 2026, I make a motion that we approve as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Codar, second by Magistrate Humphrey. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
It appears all in favor. Motion carries. Moving down to 6 under fiscal matters, 6A is approval of the claims on the general fund, the road fund, jail fund, along with all transfers presented dated April 7th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims on the general fund, the road fund, jail fund, along with all transfers presented dated April 7th, 2026, as written.
I will second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, a second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor. Motion carries. Moving down to item B, we have for approval of the revision made to the Grant County Detention Center's policy and procedure manual per 501 KR 3020 Section 1. And I believe Tanya is maybe with us. If anyone has any questions, I know that was sent out to you for review. There was just a couple revisions that were made if anyone has a question for her. Any questions?
I don't.
No.
I thought it was a good policy.
Yes, it
It's good
is.
written.
Well, if no one has any questions, I'll go ahead and ask for a motion to approve the revisions to their policy.
I make a motion to approve the submitted revisions to the Grant County Detention Center's policy and procedural manual per KRA 501 section, Chapter 3, Section 020, Section 1.
I second.
Motion made by Magistrate Riley, second by Magistrate Codar, and all in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. We'll move on down to item C. It's a reappointment of Mike Dooley of the Grant County Sanitary Sewer District, retroactive February 21st, 2026, and expire February 20th, 2030.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Mike Dooley to the Grant County Sanitary Sewer District, retroactive to February 21st, 2026, and to expire on February 20th, 2030.
I second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, second by Magistrate Codar, and all in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Moving down to item D, we have an appointment for Tammy Jackson, part-time to full-time building inspector's assistant, retroactive April 1st, 2026. And as you all know, I've spoke to you on, Tammy has stepped in as a part-time position with the building inspector's office on the vacancy. And due to the fact of our solid waste coordinator retiring, We needed some administrative duties so we could continue to carry out our youth programs and stuff for litter pickup, and asking the court to take her from part-time to full-time so she can do the building inspector's job duties along with the administrative duties out of the Salt 109 Board Salt Waste Coordinator.
I make a motion to appoint Tammy Jackson to move from part-time to full-time for the purpose of the building inspector assistant, and to also take on some of the administrative duties of the sanitation waste department.
I will second the motion.
Okay, and that was make it retroactive
To
April 4th.
April.
To April 1st, 2026. I'm sorry.
We
Okay.
forgot that key part.
So I have a motion made by Magistrate Codar, a second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Moving down to item E, we have an appointment of Shelley McCoy, the Assistant County Treasurer, effective April 20th, 2026. And just to touch on that, we had advertised for a county treasurer position because Peggy is here in probably the next 4 months is looking at retiring. She's been with us for a great while, and it's going to be she's a great asset, and hate to lose Peggy. But we wanted to go ahead and get someone interviewed and someone hired so that Peggy could have the opportunity to train that person. And I just want to say that we put a committee together, and it was Magistrate Riley, along with Peggy Updike, County Treasurer, and myself. After advertising, we received 4 very qualified candidates for the position of treasurer. And after doing the interviews, it came down to basically the experience and education. And I feel honored that Shelley McCoy had applied for the job and very well qualified, and has a real intense background in finance. So saying that, and just make also known that this position is one of the only positions that is hired by the fiscal court. It's not a position hired by me, appointed or approved by the court. This position is hired by the fiscal court. So I need a motion to hire Shelley McCoy as a assistant at this point up until Peggy's retirement, effective April 20th, 2026.
I'll make a motion to appoint Shelley McCoy to the position of Assistant County Treasurer effective April 20th, 2026.
I second.
Have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, second by Magistrate Codar. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. I'm trying to look at the cameras in the back. Is Shelley here with us?
In
She
the front
is.
row.
She is.
In the front row, sir.
Okay. I thought I could see her there, but I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, if everyone could just take the opportunity and welcome Shelley aboard with the fiscal court, and she'll do great work for us. Jacqueline, was there anything you wanted to add? You were part of the interview board on any additional?
No, I think you covered it. I can't see you, Shelley, because of the podium, but we genuinely look forward to onboarding you to this very important position of county treasurer in the future, and we are thankful to have the opportunity to allow you plenty of time to shadow as we think about the upcoming budget that we will be crafting for the next fiscal year. So we're extremely excited, and this is a huge milestone for the community just because Peggy has been in this role for many years. So we welcome you with open arms, and we look forward to reaping the benefit of your experience and knowledge.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley, and thank you, Jacqueline, for your words. Moving down to item F, it's to approve the additions to the standing order, the county treasurer's assistant salary. This is a house cleaning. We approve that at the beginning of each fiscal year, but because this position is a new position that's been put into place, we need to go ahead and add that on the standing order for payroll.
I make a motion to approve the addition to the standing order to accommodate the county treasurer's assistant salary that we are currently implementing effective April 20th, 2026.
I second.
Have a motion made by Magistrate Riley, second by Magistrate Codar. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Thank you all. Next item we have is a approval of Resolution 226-02 to begin the proceedings under KRS Chapter 178 to discontinue of a county road known as Lake Road, and the county road number is 041 CR 1055B. Just a brief description on it, and I know that I've spoke to the magistrates on. This is about 96 feet at the end of Lake Road. It has been purchased by one property owner, and he is asked to discontinue the 96 feet. So we would, at some point after we go through the process by statute, take that 96 feet, approximately 96 feet, out of our road plan so we wouldn't have to maintain that end section. It's a dead-end road. Doesn't appear to affect any residents, but one of the next items we're going to have is appointing the committee members by statute that we need to review this.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2026-02 to begin the proceedings under the KRS Chapter 178 to discontinue of a county road known as Lake Road. County road number is 041 CR 1055B.
I second.
Have a motion made by Magistrate Humphrey, second by Magistrate Codorn. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. Now, as I said, our next one, and this is by statute, we have to appoint our county road supervisor, which would be Joe Gordon, and we have to appoint two individuals in the community that has no interest in any properties on Lake Road. So I'm asking the court to appoint Joe Gordon, our Grand County Road Supervisor, along with Gary Boland and Carl Jackson Jr. to serve on the committee to prepare a request in regards to the proposal of discontinuing a portion of 041 CR-1055B known as Lake Road. And this is per KRS 178.050 and KRS 178.070. The committee must consist of the county road supervisor and two designated viewers. And they have served on the committee before on a couple occasions, so they're very experienced on it, and then their background in construction and properties, they're very knowledgeable on that concept.
I make a motion to appoint Joe Gordon, Grant County Road Supervisor, Gary Bowling, and Carl Jackson Jr. to serve as the committee to prepare a road report in regards to the proposed discontinuance of a portion of road number 041 CR 1055B known as Lake Road.
I will second.
Have a motion made by Magistrate Codorn, second by Magistrate Riley. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. And just so you'll know, the next process, Monday, the ad will be coming out in the Grand County News next week for the legal advertisement. I'll be posted in 3 locations with 1 mile of that location, and also sending the joining property owner a letter in the mail. Then after that's done, they report back to us being the committee. Then our next steps will be a first and second reading of an ordinance to pass the discontinuance of that road. So by next month, we should have this wrapped up. Moving down to item 7, old business. We don't have anything to report on. Under new business, our first thing is under A, Fair Housing Month, Proclamation 2026. And if I could ask Magistrate Riley to read that proclamation.
Fair Housing Month Proclamation, April 2026. Whereas the Fair Housing Act, enacted on April 11, 1968, went into federal law with the goal of eliminating racial segregation and ending housing discrimination in the United States. And whereas the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination in housing based on race, color, religion, sex, family status, national origin, and disability, and commits recipients of federal funding to affirmatively further fair housing in their communities. Whereas Grant County Fiscal Court is committed to the mission and the intent of Congress to provide fair and equal housing opportunities for all. And whereas our social fabric, the economic, the health, and the environment are are strengthened in diverse, inclusive communities. And whereas more than 50 years after the passage of the Fair Housing Act, discrimination persists and many communities remain segregated. And whereas acts of housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunities are repellent to a common sense of decency and fairness. Now therefore be it resolved that Chuck Dills, Grant County Judge Executive of Grant County, Kentucky, do hereby proclaim April 2026 as Fair Housing Month in Grant County as an inclusive community committed to fair housing and to promoting appropriate activities by private and public entities to provide and advocate for equal housing opportunities for all residents, pro-respective residents of Grant County, Kentucky. Signed by Chuck Dills, Judge Executive.
Thank you, Jacqueline, for reading that. And then I'll be attending the Northern Kentucky Real Estate Association's meeting next week, along with the other Northern Kentucky judges presenting that proclamation to them. So moving down to item B, we have the Arbor Day Proclamation 2026. And Jacqueline, if I could ask you to read that one.
Grant County Arbor Day Proclamation. Whereas the Commonwealth is graced with diverse forests that extend from hardwood forest of the east to the cypress softs of the west, and whereas trees are sustainable resource providing significant environmental, economic, social, and human health benefits to Kentuckians, and whereas over 1/3 of Kentuckians live in a community actively managing their urban forest, spending over $12.4 million on this asset. And whereas Kentucky forest products are a $19 billion green industry employing over 50,000 people. And whereas trees enhance our air quality, purify our water resources, protect our soil, supply a source of renewable energy, and provide valuable wildlife habitat. And whereas forests improve our health and offer a place of recreation and solace. And whereas trees and healthy forests enhance the quality of life for all Kentuckians. Now therefore, Chuck Dills, Grant County Judge Executive, hereby proclaims April 7, 2026 as Arbor Day in Grant County, Kentucky, and he urges all citizens across the great Commonwealth to participate in the observance of this day by planting a tree. Our reward and that of the future generations will be a more beautiful Kentucky whose health and well-being are sustained by this great natural resource, our forest. Signed by Chuck Dills, Judge Executive.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Moving down to item 9, report. You all have in front of you the Treasurer's Report, Animal Shelters Report, Road Supervisors, Building Inspector, Coroner. You all received the email from the jailer. I know they're here. We have the Sheriff's Report. Is anyone present to report on anything in this meeting?
They're coming to the podium. 1 second.
Okay.
Mr. Wright.
Okay. Thank you, Captain Wright. Anyone have any questions for Mike?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you. Moving down to Judge's Report, just want to touch on a few updates. Now that the weather is starting to warm up, the paving companies are starting back. They'll be out on a couple of our roads here in the next few weeks doing some paving. They're getting ready to start or finishing up the bridge at Kiefer Lawrenceville Road on the embutments to that bridge. They'll be working on Kendall along with Lantern here over the next few weeks. Along with Shawnee Run, there's some repairs to the beginning of that road, and also a section or spot on Dry Ridge Mountain Zion Road at the city and county line where it's starting to settle and it's caused quite a bit of the road raising and lowering in that area. So I had to report on. Moving to Magistrate Humphrey, anything to report on tonight?
No, just a quick question. Is the paving company and the road department, are they coordinating this year to make sure that our road department has adequate time to ditch and prepare these roads that they're going to be paving? I know last year we had some issues on that.
Yes, I've spoke to Joe and also Brett on getting it coordinated where they can get in and do what needs to be done before they do the repairs to the road.
Good, good. That's all I have.
Shauna, anything to report on?
No, I don't have any. Thank you.
Jacqueline?
I just wanted to share like an early PSA pertaining to the 21st annual 5K Walk Run Derby Dash on May 2nd that will be hosted here in Williamstown. Just encouraging folks if they want to get out to walk and run, that will be hosted on May 2nd, and that they can do early registration in order to get a T-shirt as well. And that's through Fitness for Life around Grant County.
Thanks for that update. We'll move on down to item 10, citizens address. Is there anyone in the audience that needs to address the court tonight?
Correct. Yep.
Well, Debbie, the resolution should mention approximately, I think, 96 feet. The overall road is less than 900 feet. I don't have it in front of me, but it's like 887 feet is the complete road. It's a dead-end road. This is the last 96 feet, which the gentleman owned some of that property. He's now bought everything on the left side of the road, even on Lake Road, not what we're looking at discontinuing, but where his property ends, he owns both sides and the end of Lake Road where our road is. So basically what happened is we'll take off the 96 feet, we'll make a turnaround right there before you go onto his property where it wouldn't affect anyone. Anyone else? Doesn't appear anyone else has anything. I'll move on down to just reminding everyone our next court meeting will be held Tuesday, April 21st, 2026, and it'll be at the Grant County Courthouse at 6 p.m. If anyone doesn't have anything else before the court, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
I second.
I have a motion made by Magistrate Riley, second by Magistrate Codar. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Appears all in favor, motion carries. We'll now adjourn. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
Imagine that.